Elwood EQ again, and I just thought of a little video that might be helpful for some, sort of a tip, if you will. I'll put this under the beginner tips or whatever for necros. Anyway, so if you notice, my character is he's a dark elf now, and he's normally a gnome, but it's because I have an illusion on. And if you've played EverQuest at any point, you're familiar with character illusions. Now we have gotten a thing called key rings here that has illusions. There's an illusion tab that you can store all your illusions and save bag space, which is pretty cool. I don't really collect illusions as much. I just kind of, this was a freebie here and other stuff. Mostly either from getting the second sort of upgrade to X packs. Sometimes they'll give you little pixel freebies that are kind of nice. Others I've kind of gotten off of the marketplace because I subscribe to the game. You get like 500 of the play money to be able to spend in their marketplace each month, and these generally cost around 200-ish of that, so you can get like 2 of these a month if you wanted to. This is a frog. This is the Froglock one, Ghost Froglock. That's kind of cool. Now, almost all of these you can't use while mounted, with the exception of this one, Guise of the Deceiver, which back in the day used to be only gettable from, I think, like some raid mob or something, or some really hard to get type mob would drop it rarely and stuff. It might have been, I think it was Velius possibly, I don't know. And as you can see, the classes are listed as Bard or Rogue, but they did an update that if you have something like this, even if your class can't really use it, if it's got a clicky effect, you can click it in your bags, and that transfers over to this illusion tab also. Now, because this illusion is Dark Elf, and Dark Elves are able to ride mounts, you can use this while mounted. I'll do a demonstration here. I'll take the illusion off, and there's my dude the way it is, where he is normally, and I'll click my Guise of the Deceiver. Even though I'm mounted, boom, it still triggers. And that's a bit of an advantage, because what I also have, I gotta open that stupid thing again, hang on. What I also have is they have this little thing down here, it's called stat illusion. Some of these illusions have stats connected with them. And the one I prefer to have on my main sort of caster character is this one right here. Plaguebringer. Whoops. Hang on. There we go. There's that one. I'm just going to close these now. All right. This one here. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. I got it. Is there anything below? Yeah, there is. Hang on just a second. Gotta try to... Maybe it's... come on. All right, I'm just gonna scroll it down. Anyway, so the stats for this, whenever you hit the Guise of the Deceiver, will also show up for this. That's why there are 2 things here. Okay, I can just right click. Anyway, so the stat this gives this is a blessing of Protoxis, which is actually kind of cool because I'm naturally a gnome, and that's when the gnomes are a bad guy necro. That's the god little g that they follow for their dark intentions and all that. So Whenever I hit this, that comes on, and that is this buff here, right? Increases the mana regen, and it gives a very small damage shield. I guess this came out in Seeds of Destruction. Anyway, so this comes on as a buff here. And you think, oh, well, that's not much. It's like just 10. Well, see, this scales with level, right? This buff scales with level. So I'm going to put my stats up here. You can see currently my mana regen is at 1276. I'm going to click this buff from that off. And it went down. It went down 16, right? So it's a little more intense. It scaled up a bit. If I remember right, I remember it actually giving a little bit more than that. They must have kind of changed that a little, kind of tempered it down a little. I still think that the 16, extra 16, which is basically, a lot of times it's at least worth one level up from a buff that you might get from one of your items that gives mana regen on it. Especially if you combine it with some sort of auger or something. Let's take a look at our gear here a little bit. Well, let me put the buff back on. You'll see it go up. It'll go up to 1276. And there you go, 1276. That's, And but you can see, let's see, it's just pick something here. It's probably got some decent. Here's a brilliant cloak. I don't have any evolving items. I don't need them really. Mana regen is listed at 18, right? And this is the Lorien Song level of trade skill gear, right? So do I have any old stuff on me I can compare it to? Maybe I got some old Augs. Let me check something. Is that a group one? Yeah. Look at this AUG right here is from, I think, COV maybe. Maybe. I can't remember where I got this. Anyway, the mana regen set for this is 6, right? And the mana regen for what's on this one here is 6, right? So you could say it's basically worth maybe 2 AUGs worth of mana regen, it's a buff, and you can click it off. You can click your illusion off, and the buff will stay on, right? You saw me do it before, but I'll do it again. I'll click that. You see that buff is still on. So if you want to keep your original form, you can click that. But the important thing is that, let me get the ring back up again, that this right here is a marketplace illusion that will not work with a mount. Okay? So this Guise of the Deceiver I got from doing the what do you call it? The casino thing. They have these things that now if I was a really good YouTuber, which I don't really consider myself really a YouTuber, but I throw stuff on YouTube once in a while. If you go to the loyalty vendor in POK, so I'll give you verbal directions, okay? At the small bank, okay? If you're facing the small bank and you face to the right and you go straight and you go through the sort of the entry level to the middle part of POK, as where the Froglock mercs are there. It's there. It's in that area. You go down that area and you'll see a bunch of vendors. Some of the vendors will have like stuff for lower level people if they want to spend some plat to get some Defiant level type gear and stuff like that. And there's other vendors for some of the specialty mercs, like this and stuff, that if you've got a contract and you right click it, then you go there to get these mercs stuff. That area there, if you're over by a tree, there's a vendor called a loyalty vendor. And you have in your alt currency, if you maintain an account and you log in, you'll get loyalty tokens. And right now, currently I have a little over 2,000. This goes up, but if you just have an active account but you don't log in for a long time, it used to be that this would keep building. They stopped that. People are taking advantage of it. The populations were, I think it was an effort to make sure the population of the game felt or seemed a little bit more consistent. So you couldn't just keep your account active but not play for like 2 or 3 months and then suddenly have like max. There's a quantity limit for this. I don't know what it is exactly. It might be level based, but I use it periodically for stuff, a decent amount, because there's a lot of decent, useful things you can get from that loyalty vendor, especially unattuners, right? Which on normal servers is important. On the FV server, for example, is not important. But there's other stuff it has to for houses, little dollhouse type stuff. If you care about that stuff, you can get for your house and crap like that. A lot of people have some kind of a temporary bunny pet that does a little damage when you ascend it. I don't know how that scales with level, maybe not, or if it does at all. I've never really used it because of this type of character. Maybe I should. I don't know. I just don't. Anyway, so that's your tip sheet. But they have that loyalty vendor has those golden tickets. You get as many of those as you can, and then you go into the old. This is getting complicated. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go to POK. I'm gonna get off my mount here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go up to POK. And I'm just gonna show you where this stuff is at. Because getting to the casino guy, it can be a little funky. And for some people that may not be aware or know where the guy is at, it's a thing. I'll let you know. Now this casino guy gives out rewards for this golden ticket. And I think there's 5 or 6 rewards that are lore. If you get luck, and one of them is like a really fast mount. I'll show you where the loyalty vendor is right off the bat here. There we go. And so this is actually turning out to be a little bit longer than a little short tip. Sorry, try to be patient with me. If you want to find out where this stuff is, you just got to kind of skip through the video if you want. Not that you need my permission. I mean, people do it. Anyway, come on, load. There we go. All right, big tiger. Okay, so this right here is a small bank area. It's got that stuff there. So if you keep going this way, and you kind of go over this way, and you go through this door here, go down a little bit, and you'll see these are the Froglock mercs that I was telling you about. All right, and if you go here, down here, these are little specialty merc things where you can get your fancy mercs at and stuff. Over here by this tree, right here, loyalty vendor, loyalists of EverQuest, and you click on her, bam, you will find a golden ticket. And you could just, this is alphabetical by default, so you could just slide down here, get into the G's, and baboosh, right? These cost 960. To me, I don't know if it's probably not adjusted for charisma or anything like that. I mean, that's a very old school mechanic that nobody, I think they may have even sort of taken that out for most zones and levels, with the exception of maybe the original zones, possibly. Anyway, so nines, so you know, it's a bit pricey, you know. The Unatuner, which is the other thing that well, I guess, and they also have special bags too that you can get. Giant capacity, 100% weight reduction, 16. I mean, the size cap is giant. The capacity is 16 for these. These are pretty nice to have. If you have some loyalty points that have kind of built up and you just want some bags to use these, man. They sort of follow a general theme for each month. They change every month. It's December, so that's a Santa Claus type of bag, you know. And then other times, sometimes they're bags. Sometimes they have more of a crate sound when you open them up. I hate the crate sound when I open my bags up. That I don't like that. I learned to live with it, but I much prefer the bag sound. Which bet here? That I prefer more. I just like that sound. The Unatuner. Here we go. Boom. This Unatuner is actually cheap compared to a lot of the other stuff that's useful. And this right here, well, it's a little container that you can put things that you have attuned to you. It works on gear. I believe it probably works on old Oggs also, I'm sure. And you know, as you can see, this is no trade. This was never attunable. It has to be once attunable. Sorry. Do I have anything that was attunable? I don't believe so. A lot of these Oggs were not. There you go. This is an example. So it has to say attunable inside the description for the item, and if you've used it and then it becomes lore, or it becomes no trade. Again, on FV this doesn't make a difference, but if you're playing on Bertox, I don't know, any other kind of regular server, and probably a lot of the once you get up to these levels, the TLP servers, you know, this can make a difference. Once you get past Seeds of Destruction, I believe, probably. Maybe sooner. I don't know when the cutoff is for this type of stuff, but basically, I came back during Seeds of Destruction to really play consistently, so that's a benchmark kind of X-Pack for me. And there's all kinds of crap in here. So, but the golden ticket, man, that's how you get this illusion mask without having to go try to farm it. This may not even drop anymore. That's the kind of weird thing. Now let's go find where you could take your golden ticket. That ticket. You can go in the Nexus. Let's go through the Nexus. So you go over here to the Nexus. And you go in here. Oh boy. It's a Saturday morning. Need more coffee. More coffee. I do not go in here all that often anymore. This is kind of a nice little flashback here. Look at this, man. All right. I'm going to cheat and use my map. I was going to be daring. Okay, Shadow Haven. That's the name of the place. Shadow Haven. Shadow Haven. Right there. You go in there. So I'm just going to cut across here. get into Shadow Haven, and we will find the casino. These older zones, sometimes being invisible makes a difference. Wait a minute here. All right. I don't remember being a pad to go into Shadow Haven necessarily back in the day. They must have changed that. Oh yeah, you never. Jeez, this isn't how you. Okay, screw it. Anyway, now the easy way to do it. I don't remember. It's a lot of this looks the same. You have to kind of. So I am going to look for the casino dude. I think his name began with like a J. Jacob or some kind of a thing like that. He's definitely listed here. I'll know it when I see it. It might even be listed as a casino, so maybe I should, but still. Probably no, there's no C, so. There we go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, it's casino. But the Jacob Thornblade is the one that you want in the casino. All right, so the magic little, path thing is up here, and there's like an invisible door you have to go through. It's like a little shady, kind of a roguey kind of a thing. So that's why it's really kind of easier just to use this. Nobody goes here all the time anymore, so. Okay, maybe not. I thought there was like an invisible thing. All right, anyway, here we go. There he is. So you go there, and you would hail him. Take this off. Hail him, and then he welcomes you. Game downstairs. If you're lucky enough, the ticket, be sure to bring it to me for a spin on the big wheel for the prize. Yada yada. All right. So you give him the ticket out of your bags, and you hand it to him like completing a quest, and then you get a random item. These items you get are random, and I don't believe they are dropped in game anymore. One of them is like a old druid weapon that's looks kind of like a scimitar that was like used to be like the best weapon before you got your epic. I think that he also gives some rubicite. He also gives some cleric armor and stuff. There's about 5 or 6 different items he can give. They're all lore. And if they're in your bags and you're looking for something specific like either the mount or the 2 most popular ones are this mask or the mount that he gives that gives super fast speed. Nowadays, if you get a mount if you spend a little extra money and you spend it for an X pack to get like the special level of it, you can get a super fast mount that way. They've capped the speed for the mounts. The only advantage, say, to having a paladin mount or a shadow knight mount anymore is that it's instant. It's an instant cast type of thing, but pretty much all the mounts are super fast mounts that are as fast as paladin mounts. You just have to. There's just a casting time connected with them. And plus also the little buff stats that you get, this mount blessing thing that you get with the other stuff, either from the marketplace or from the getting us upgraded X pack thing. So that's where you go, right? That's how you get to him. That's his name, right? Jacob Thornblade. To turn that in, odds are if you've never used loyalty and you just never knew about it, this type of thing, you might have enough loyalty points that you could get enough golden tickets and boom, get it. Be able to just get everything he offers. If you keep your bag there, well, a lot of people would do, though, they have to split it up over a couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months. And what you would end up doing is, getting unlucky, only being able to buy, say, 2, maybe 3 tickets. And you come up here, you get your stuff, but you put it in a special bag, and then you can put that bag in your bank. Next month, when you get your free money, or when you accrue enough loyalty points to get another golden ticket, then you go to your bank and you get that bag back that has all the lore items from this casino dude, and then you go in here and then you're guaranteed not to get a duplicate of one of those because they're lore. He gives you the other one, right? So I think there's about 6 items that's possible, I think. But there you go. Anyway, that's how I got my mask here for this illusion, and it gives you ultra vision and stuff like that dark elves have and stuff. And a lot of people, they just like the illusion. This is how it looks. I wear it so much that I got I got one of these spider mercs to kind of go along with the dark elf theme from like D&D, and then my healer, I named her Loth, so to go with the little mythos for D&D, the dark elf goddess that they followed and everything, just to kind of stick with the theme, Usually when I play him, I might have something on my pet, a different illusion instead of this. This right here kind of goes a little bit more with my gnome form. Gnomes can be a little tricky and stuff, and then this is an illusion that looks like a mob that's in the plane of mischief, so there's that. I try to stick with themes, but I also like this illusion anyway, just because it makes the pet naturally smaller. You don't have to click this. It's kind of a one and done, kind of just click for doing his illusion. So, and also you don't have to target him. Boom, that's it, right? They do not have this illusion in the marketplace anymore, I don't think. So, sorry. I don't know how else you could get it. It's the Mad Jester. It's another. I kind of like having it now also because it's a little unique. If somebody kind of missed the boat on it and they don't have it, then I got it, you don't. Aren't I cool? That effect. I don't know. So there we are. This is about it. I think this marketplace item that gives this, I'll review it one more time. Oops, personas, what the, oh yeah. One more time here. Polymorph Wand Plaguebringer is what gives this mana buff. And it makes a bit of difference because you got to realize the mana, it triggers every 6 seconds. So whatever your mana is, some people don't value this stat anymore as much as I think they underestimate that. But the bottom line is, if you're keeping up to date with your gear, the mana regen is going to be decent. You can try to, I don't spend a lot of thought on it. I mean, I try to get as much as I can, but I don't really go through each item and make sure I get the most I can and stuff. But like for example, I mean, just standing here with the buff and everything, it's like 1230. This 1230 is every 6 seconds, whether you're casting or not, whether you're in combat or not. It says in combat mana regen. They need to update this a little bit more to make it more clear, but this is the mana regen you get all the time unless you are in the official sort of when they speed up your mana and your health regen and stuff, after you're I guess when you're out of combat. Okay, fine. I guess it does work for combat or out of combat. Anyway, but it makes you last a little longer, so you can kind of keep killing. I don't know. I personally value it a certain amount, and other classes, and that's as a necro, other classes might value it more. I think it helps, and I like using it. So there we go. That's a little necro tip, or just general tip for EverQuest 1 live for the day, and you guys rock on. And I'll see you next time. Bye.